It is cloudy, and it is December the 16th. I'm WESH 2 First Warning Meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather, and hopefully get your day started off on the right note. On a day like today, the struggle is that we've got a lot of weather moving on into the area. A lot of weather. Let me take you outside, see what's doing. This is our new Smyrna Beach tower cam. Definitely gray, definitely windy. Daytona Beach, not much different there. Gray skies. Let me take you, talking about the beach, let me just take you over to St. Pete Beach. The waves aren't really crazy rough, but it's definitely a gray start to the day out that direction. All right, let's head inland just a little bit from there into Ocala, where it is gray. Lake Eola looking gray. You get the idea, right? So it's a cloudy start to the day. Bottom left corner shows you this storm system that's starting to get its act together and starting to move our direction. Yeah. So what does that mean for us? Well, let's talk about things. Our 12-hour forecast for the day, starting off fine, but notice 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Rain chances are rising, and we've got that red alert icon there. All right. That means that today is a first warning weather day. So let's just chat about what that means. The threat is there for scattered strong to severe storms. The Storm Prediction Center has placed basically our entire area under a level 2 out of 5 risk for scattered strong to severe storms. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. We're going to see some rain, and it's going to get pretty nasty later on today. Now, what are we talking about in terms of severe weather? Coastal flooding, yeah. Heavy downpours, torrential downpours, yeah. Gusty, perhaps even damaging winds, sure. And then there's even the threat for tornadoes. Now, we're going to take a deep dive in all this stuff today. I'm off of work. It's my first weekend off in 5 months, and we're chatting, okay, because of the severe threat. I want to make sure everybody is up to date. So what I want to do is I want to show you our futurecast model. And actually, even before that, let's just kind of get a lay of the land. Let me pop up our first warning live Doppler radar. All right. First off, the rains are already approaching the metro area, right? And then it goes all the way down to the south. If I pop up like our South Florida radars, there's Miami. No warnings or anything down that way. But if we pop up our WESH 2 radar, you already see the rains are moving in. And they're moving in a little ahead of time, okay? So, frankly, I kind of wish I took the dang dog out for a walk. But there you go. Ribbon of heavy rain starting to lift into the tourist district. It'll be over toward like downtown Orlando shortly. And then very clearly you can kind of see trying to work in toward Brevard County. So that's where we're at right now. Wider perspective, and I've got that wide perspective on our bottom left corner. But our storm system is starting to gear up. Let me lose the inset box there for a second. You kind of start to see that area of low pressure coming into frame there, all right? So we're starting the genesis of this storm system. How does this play into Central Florida? Well, the models are not doing a great job because, look, 8 a.m. we should be dry. So our futurecast isn't initializing it very well. But lo and behold, I think that showers the next few hours, and then by about, watch the difference here. 5 o'clock, we're seeing a lot of green, but we're starting to see some of the yellows and the reds, and notice those colors past sunset tonight getting more and more vibrant. That's the time frame for concern. Look at 11:30, right? That's the time frame for concern there as this line of nasty storms moves through. And then basically it's overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And then through tomorrow, we'll watch some showers as the storm system kind of clears the area. So big, potent storm system moving through town, okay? The opportunity for 2 rounds of severe weather is there. The first one, as that warm front sneaks in, all right, this afternoon we'll get showers and thunder showers. All right, that's going to be the first area of concern. Then the second area of concern is going to be as that area of low pressure comes on shore, we could get that added little bit of spin. And then, of course, it moves on out of here, okay? So in terms of the worst weather, Central Florida is in that area, right? Highlighted in yellow. Storm Prediction Center saying there will be scattered, as in not just 1 or 2, but scattered several areas of strong to severe storms. All right. It's going to continue to be windy. It's going to get stormy. It's not going to be the prettiest of weekend days. I'm looking outside, and all I'm thinking right now is I'm going to probably have to, right after Coffee Talk, run out and grab those inflatables and bring them in. Otherwise, they're going to be straight up waterlogged. So that's where we're at. All right. So, questions before we get too much further into because we're going to go straight nerd here. All right, here we are. Showers around the next couple of hours. The severe threat is not here. So if it starts to rain at your house, you don't need to worry for now. It's going to be this like late this afternoon into this evening into overnight. All right. Adriana is asking, what time does it start today? Again, if you have kids, think of snack time. Like afternoon snack time, that's when the dynamics are going to start to get together there. Okay. And then overnight tonight, it's going to be a thing. Debbie's asking, is it just rain all day and then storms later on? Concurred. Yeah. Rain today and then storms later on. And somebody was asking about the Cure Bowl. Miami of Ohio and A-State. Man, this is not looking like a good forecast. I'm just going to be straight up honest with y'all. All right. All right, so that's kind of where we're at right now. Let's go through some of the advisories that we have for Central Florida. Wind advisories along the coast because of those gusts 45 plus. When I was landing with Alex Elise yesterday at Vero Beach, it was gusting to 39 knots. I'm sorry, 30 knots, which is like 40-something miles an hour. Flood watch in effect for Flagler and Marion counties, okay? We also have high surf advisories for all the coast, and for my brother Frank, this includes Tampa Bay and Pinellas. This includes coastal Hillsborough and coastal Pinellas counties, which you don't see high surf advisories posted on the Gulf Coast very often at all. And then we've got coastal flood warnings posted as well all across. So it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a soggy mess. So again, just looking at all the data, big coastal concerns, as winter storms often do. Winds will be gusty. Look, they've been gusty the last couple of days. We're just going to dial it up a little bit more, and we're going to call it like 45 to 55 mile per hour gusts. As this storm system develops, as this storm system moves ashore and impacts us. And then for me, the biggest concern is going to be that severe weather window from about 5 o'clock tonight through 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. So, let's make sure we have ways to be warned, right? The easiest way, and I've put a lot of time and effort into this, download the WESH 2 mobile app. You can turn on, and I get that you may not want this on like 24/7, 365. I get that. Turn them on for this weather event, and then you can turn off the notifications after. What's nice about it is it'll let you know when it's going to rain. It's going to let you know when it's going to get stronger around you, and then it'll let you know like if there's severe thunderstorm warnings or something to that effect. I would highly suggest it. We had Tony Cristaldi from the local National Weather Service office on the Coffee Talk drive-through months ago, and he kind of threw out at me this idea that people didn't use their NOAA weather radios like we thought, or like they used to, we'll say. And so, got to find other ways to reach the people, basically, right? That's kind of the thing. All right, shall we start to get into some nerd stuff a little bit? Let's start the nerd stuff with just kind of dialing into the kind of individual threats. All right, flood warning extended until further notice for Volusia County. Okay, all right. So let's get into the individual threats for today's severe weather risk, all right? Hail, not really a concern, but it is those straight line winds and those tornadoes that are our concern today, right? So let's do this. First and foremost, this is the European model. I'm just going to turn this to the Central Florida view. Give me a few seconds to tweak this. What I'm doing is I want to get this. Stand by. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Cool. All right. So what I'm looking at here, this is kind of, think of this as, this is the wind gust energy product. And what it's looking at is it's looking at the winds upstairs, and it's trying to show when the bigger energy will be just above our heads. Think of it like that, okay? Jennifer says we got rid of our weather radio because the alerts were so broad. It would sound a tornado warning that was in a different part of the county and not near us. Absolutely. I mean, technology is what it is. I think that the WESH radios or the WESH app definitely helps kind of narrow that down. All right, so wind gust energy, just you're seeing the wind streams. That's the wind direction. That's not as important to you as the colors. What we're looking for in this product is the more vibrant colors. So watch through the afternoon. We're starting to get some of those colors shaping up. And really, do you see how 5, 6, 7, you see how we're really starting to get some of that energy in? Yeah. And then by about 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock, that's when the winds upstairs are howling. And that's why that's the time frame. There's plenty of rain around, but this is when that energy arrives. And when that energy arrives, this is the wind speeds just above our heads. This is kind of an oversimplification of things, but what it does is it gives us an idea that the energy is there, and some of that could kind of mix down to the surface, okay? So late tonight is absolutely when that energy arrives, and it sticks around through 2, 3 o'clock, right? And then into tomorrow morning, we still have it around, but starting to clear out through the day, right? So for those that are asking, right, like before 4 o'clock, it's just going to be showers. There's not a ton of atmospheric energy, but watch 5, 6, 7, 8, watch into tonight, dinner time, right? Like there's 11 o'clock. There's your energy, okay? There's your energy. There's the threat, my friends, for severe thunderstorms. Mr. Florida says, thank you for breaking it down for everybody. Absolutely. Listen, absolutely my pleasure. That's what Coffee Talk is about, is trying to take the weather nerd stuff and really break it down as best we can. All right. Spin rate. All right, Gavalt, let's do this. All right. So let's do, this is the European, like, that's a crummy color table. No, I'm not. Let's look at Futurecast. All right. So Futurecast is showing not significant rotation, but you see those more vibrant colors coming in. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely there. It's just not significant. This, though, I feel like we've just got a junky color table. Hold on. Let me, that's terrible. Hold on. Let me see if I can clean this up. It's all about color tables, you know? I don't know what color table this thing is. Oh, that's the only one we have? Oh, great. Oh, that's the energy helicity index. That's why. Well, hold on. ST. There we go. I'm just looking here. Supercell composite perimeter. There we go. Yeah, so I just need to work on some of these products. It's not great. Those in particular are not great. Anyway, just was looking. All right, so another thing that we can do, let's do this. I'll tell you, it's a lot easier to do this on my computer at home than it was yesterday in the car. Let's look at, this is the American GFS model. And for those of you that are not used to this sort of thing, I know you're probably like, oh my God, what is Burris showing us right now? All right, so this is raw, what this is doing, this is raw model data off of the GFS model using, the website is pivotalweather.com. If you're a weather nerd and you're into this sort of thing, pivotalweather.com is a cool weather resource, okay? So let's do this. This is a hodograph. This is a skew T. This is one of those weather nerd things we look at in the weather department. Top left corner, think of it as a weather balloon launching. Okay, so what you're looking at in the top left corner is you're looking the bottom line there where you see 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You see 59F, 69F. Think of that as a surface, and you're looking up in the column of air. Top right corner is looking from space down, so it gives you an idea of shear and that sort of thing. So what this gives me an idea of is moisture in the atmosphere, wind shear in the atmosphere, all different parameters, okay? And then we can go forward in time using the model. And I'm just kind of looking around. And I'll also add, I have not looked at this yet this morning. I looked at this yesterday, but I've not looked at this morning. Evelyn says, I have no idea what I'm looking at. I've been watching you about a year. Yeah, this is something we only dig out when we're into severe weather mode. Let me read it, and we can chat it. But I'm doing weather analysis with you here. This is not something that we would typically ever show on the air, right? That's all you need to know. All right. So right off the bat, so this is valid 0Z. So this is 8 o'clock-ish tonight. Okay, top left corner tells me very moist column of air, lots of moisture. In terms of parameters, we're looking at shear. There's some decent lift, not a ton of shear. But you see the winds turning with height. Kind of at the center of your screen, see the wind barbs, right? See where it says SARS sounding analogs? If you look just to the top left of that, you can kind of see the wind barbs turning with height, starting with like the southeast, and then as we go up higher and higher and higher, we've got kind of more of a southwesterly flow. So there's definitely an indication there of turning winds. It's a very moist setup. It doesn't look as like clear home run severe as it did yesterday to me. There's definitely some opportunity here. You see that little dry slot there in the atmosphere? What is this? That's 9Z. So that's just before sunrise tomorrow morning. And then there's around sunrise. See, that's where you get into the goalpost there. That's where we're starting to get it. So that's why, Tony yesterday was saying, like, there's the potential not just for a round of severe thunderstorms this afternoon, but also for tomorrow morning, because that's kind of a clearer signal there with almost the goalpost there, temperature dew point spreading, drier air with height. But we're losing the directional shear at that point. Yeah, and then it's just soups up. So that's a GFS. Let's look at the HER. The HER, by the way, just so that you know, the HER is a high-resolution model. So MCO, HER. I just want to look. I know. For those of you that are here for the fun, like this is not going to be the most fun coffee talk. Very moist column of air. A little bit of an inversion there. Just looking, this is 5, so this is what? This is 11Z. So we're kind of into this ran a couple of hours ago. So this is 12Z, so this is like now-ish. Just rolling through. Definitely directional shear. But when that energy comes in later on today, bear with me, everybody. I apologize. Yeah, see, we're getting into 17Z. So later this morning into the early afternoon, that's when you're starting to see more supercell analogs showing up. You're starting to see that wind shear kind of picking up, the hodograph showing kind of this balloon would be swirling around. So it's kind of giving these indicators that you've got the opportunity there. Continuing on. Forgive me. I'm just looking. And it's indicating, what it's indicating is kind of a tornado setup. Not a time to panic, Tim. No, not a time to panic. It's loosely indicating a tornado setup. And, and one thing that I will say is, like, there are some people that love to hype weather. I'm not one of those people. Yeah, see, there's no, there's no, like, home run things. We definitely have an indicator of a moist air column, and it's kind of an opportunity with the wind shear upstairs to get some lifting. So there's definitely some signals there for tornado. Yeah. There's definitely signals there for tornado. That's the one thing, and I will say that's the one thing that over the last couple of days that has gone up. We were definitely thinking that there was going to be straight line wind gusts, and I could tell you that should absolutely play out. But in terms of tornado, there's definitely some indicators here of directional shear, some speeds upstairs, kind of this afternoon and through the first part of tomorrow morning, really. Look at the skew T there. So, yeah, look at this right in here, okay? So you've got a little jet streak at like 850, 900 millibars, so just above the surface. A little bit of an inversion layer there. Photograph showing the winds kind of turning with height. You've definitely got a little indicator there. Yep. And your STP, your significant tornado parameter, moving. Yep. So it's there. You definitely have it there. Yeah. Yukon, I do not have ADHD. He's just continuing on. I'm not derailing today. Yeah, I'll tell you, today's not going to be a day I'm going to derail. When we're talking about serious weather stuff, I'm not going to derail. I know you were just kidding. All right, so that's 10Z. So that's at like 5-ish tomorrow morning. So again, I think that we're really on schedule for this 5 p.m. today to 5 a.m. tomorrow time frame for a severe weather threat. Okay, and that's for all of Central Florida. So when we're talking about like, what about my house? What about my house? The dynamics, my friends, they're just there, right? We can continue to get into more nerdy stuff. Let's switch around here. Upper air heights. Like here's 850 vorticity. And there's the storm system moving through, right? So there's your vorticity, there's your spin. So you've got the spin kind of magnified over Florida. So yeah, you've definitely got that there. We hit severe weather, surface cape. Not huge. K index. Yeah, that's the GFS. Let's go into the HER real fast. Here we go. Helicity. Now we're talking. Can I get into cities on this? I don't know if it'll let me do a city map with this. Oh, it will. Oh, you devil. All right. So there you go. So this is 6 p.m. today. All right, so what is the nerd stuff we're showing? So this is helicity. So with helicity, think of it as the opportunity for directional lift, right? And very clearly there, this is midnight tonight. We've got helicity values in the 200-300 values, and then kind of resets down through 4 a.m. tomorrow. Significant tornado parameter, the STP, it rises. The easiest way to look at this is the brighter the color here, the less you like it, right? So there's your STP at 4 a.m. tomorrow, right? So overnight tonight, we've got the opportunity for some stronger storms, and then the actual significant tornado parameter rises. Updraft helicity, not massive, but around. Surface cape, yeah. Yeah, it really looks to me like tomorrow morning, if we've got all the storms in play, tomorrow morning is going to be the hit. So this is what's so interesting, though. It kind of comes in these two different waves, right? Because this is your wind directional shear. And watch that shear really go up. This is 4 p.m. today. This afternoon, you've got the shear, but then the rest of the ingredients come in tomorrow morning. Right there, you see on the left side of your screen, like that's where the stuff really starts coming in. So it's interesting. This is an interesting little. This is a whirly bird. That's the best way I could put it. Supercell composite, yeah. All right, so we've nerded out a little bit. Let's take a minute. Let's talk. Let's answer any questions you may or may not have. Okay? Tim, I think you got it. I think you nailed it there. Yes, Bob, same kind of weather for Gainesville. Yeah. Pivotalweather.com. Yes, that's the way. That's the place that you can go get the super nerdy stuff, and all that is that gives you the chance to pull up graphs like this. If you click on a map, yeah. When would you leave Disney and return to your hotel? So just based on what's going on right now, the next couple of listen, I've got reservations for Disney today. I don't know that I'm going to use them, but like there's our live radar. Scanning around, it's raining. I mean, I would say that the next few hours, it's going to be raining, but, it's not going to be severe. So go, play, have a poncho, and then by like 3, 4 o'clock, that's when you're going to want to be inside to do your thing. What would need to happen for the SPC to raise the severe weather risk from slight to moderate? For that, they just need to see indicators that it would go from scattered severe storms to a numerous allotment of severe storms. Being that it's cloudy, being that temperatures outside really shouldn't climb a ton. We're in the 60s, for example, right now. I don't expect it to get like boiling hot. If temperatures were getting boiling hot today, oh my goodness, it would be a whole other situation. So we'll see, Daniel's asking about an airport impact at MCO. Right now, the airport at MCO registering a few delays, no cancellations. So far, so good. So far, so good. That's the good news. Will this event have lightning and thunder? Absolutely it will. Yep. Thunder, lightning, all of that fun stuff. Is this a summer storm or a bit more serious? Melanie, this is a summer storm that has the opportunity to be a bit worse because of the upper level dynamics, being that it's El Nino and we've got a lot of wind shear upstairs, that sort of a thing. All right. No hurricane shutters. Man, let's see here. Ship leaves Port Everglades at 3, expecting to be raw. Oh, yeah, Tim, that's going to be a fun cruise. Mike, working on your weekend off. I know, Mike. My wife was like, you're off today. And I'm like, there's a slight risk for severe weather. But, Mike, you know what that's about, man. Dang it. Not really looking at a ton of hail chances. One way to be able to eyeball that is looking at this. Where's the moisture column? It's more of a tornado setup than anything. Tornado and wind gusts today and tonight. Well, really, it's tonight into tomorrow. Crystal says Hollywood Studios today. That's where we were yesterday. Yeah, I ran over to Hollywood Studios last night to enjoy it. All right, questions that we have, my friends. I want to make sure everybody's taken care of here. I want to make sure everybody knows what I bring in smaller decor. I mean, I think I'm probably either going to bring in my inflatables or just deflate them. Yeah. Oh, man. Can Tampa Bay get storm surge? It's not going to be that kind of a storm. High tide and low tide will certainly have impacts, battering waves, but it's not going to be like, a 10-foot storm. It's not going to be like a hurricane, right? Is this one of the recycles you mentioned? This is going to recycle, I would imagine so. Yes, this is going to be one of those storm systems. Yep. All right. What time is it expected to start at Ocala? Listen, there's showers around the next few hours, but, next few hours, we're going to turn from showers to heavy, widespread downpours to thunder showers, and we're all going to be getting in on it. All right? Brittany, when will you know more about the tornado risk? Honestly, it's just now. We know there's a risk for tornadoes. Now we just have to wait for that to play out. Okay? That's just where we're at. We know there's a risk. All of the indicators are there. Right? Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate it. Should I get on my double wide trailer for this? Listen, Eliza, the struggle with living in a mobile home is when bad weather happens, what do you do? I would say if you've got a place that you can go crash for the night tonight because it's going to be a little rocking and rolling, doesn't hurt, If you've got a friend's house you go crash at. These types of events, especially given the fact that it's that, if we look back to Futurecast, Actually, we don't even need to go to Futurecast. Let's just go to the storm energy, right? Like, look at when that real atmospheric energy comes in. There's 9 o'clock. This is all at night. This is all at night. All of that energy's at night. It really ran. Here's like through the sunset. There's sunset. Showers, rain. Then the atmospheric energy plays in. So that's the struggle. When we see indicators like that, living in tiny homes, mobile homes, manufactured homes, things like that, that does concern me. So, not the best timeline, but that's the way this goes. So, if you've got a place to be, go. Scott, brisket sounds so good from the Chulio to Mayor himself. Last Saturday, I was alerting my family and friends, my hometown of Hendersonville, Tennessee, watching a tornado threat. This Saturday, watching one for here. Yeah, sad, but true. Yep. I already received a notification from Duke Energy saying probable power outages. I did too, actually, yeah. We don't know how the scheduling at the Weather Channel goes, Chris. All right. Are we getting any chill after this? Actually, we are. Yeah. All right. You ready to take a look at this? You ready to take a look at this 7-day forecast? Oh, it's going to get cold, y'all. Look at these temperatures. Like, once this is done, this is associated with a cold front. Once this is done, highs in the 50s and 60s on Tuesday. What? Yeah, did I miss a spot shaving? What is this? Chilly air. And then look at those morning lows, Tuesday, Wednesday. Baby, it's cold outside. Go, Bruce. Be good, my friend. All right. So that's kind of where we're at. So again, planning for the day, my friends. Plan for severe weather this afternoon. I will be posting, tweeting, Xing, whatever the heck you want to call it. Keeping you up to date, okay? Just stay weather aware, okay? Particularly with these things coming through at night. Seems like the worst of it hits after night. That's scary. Tornadoes won't be visible. Well, and people will be sleeping. That's never a good sign. Yep. All right. Yeah, the supercell composite's not overly impressive this morning. I do love the fact, I always laugh, like when some people hype. And no, Mike, if you're still here, I'm not talking about you. This is not, the last time I said I hate when some people hype, I feel like I got half of Mike's fan base coming after me. And it's just like, y'all, I'm not even talking about Mike. Okay. Mike hangs out in here. We chat. We're good. I'm not talking about Mr. Mike here. But I do love when there are people that are like, it's going to be the end of the world. And it's just like, bro, chill out. This is not going to be the end of the world. It's another storm system. When you're surrounded by 3 sides on water, it's going to happen. Okay? We're going to be okay. But like, I wake up and my Twitter is just like, hype. And I'm just like, y'all, get a flippin' life. That's one of the great things about Coffee Talk is I get an opportunity to have a 30-second soapbox, and then I'm done. Hi, how are you? All right. So just watch for the storms this afternoon, this evening, overnight tonight. Be ready to be warned. If there's a need, if something drastically changes, I'll pop on and do a live video. Otherwise, my expectation is I'll be just shooting out tweets and Facebook posts and that sort of thing. All right? Because I am a dad, and this is my first weekend off in 5 months. So I'm going to try and maximize that. Thank y'all for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I'll see y'all. I'll be posting through the day. All right? All right. Take care.